Assalamu alaikum guys. Here is another experiment from the same apparatus. The apparatus is again boiling heat transfer unit. As I have already told you, probably by now you know about the parts of this apparatus. I don't need to explain that. Today we are not going to use many of the functions available in this apparatus, but we are going to use, we will be mainly concerned with the condenser part of this apparatus. The condenser part, which is basically this coil. This coil, I already told you that we can introduce water into we can introduce water flow into this coil, and what will it do? It will condensate the vapors of the it will condensate the vapors of the liquid. So as you guys can see right now the vapors are dripping from this coil because I have introduced water in I have introduced water flow inside this coil. How is it going on? The water flow is this is basically the water intake. These are the water intake pipes. And last time I told you this is the rotometer, where we can see that right now the water flow is at about 1.3 I think, at 1.3 liters per minute. So 1.3 liters per minute water is flowing inside this coil and coming out, going in from here and coming out from here. Going in from here, you guys probably would not have been able to see, going in from here and coming out from this one. So we are going to note water out temperature and water in temperature in this experiment. Water out and water in temperatures can be seen from here. Well, they are not that much different, but well, some of you guys might say that this temperature change is not even significant. This temperature change is very significant as compared to, if you can relate it, that water has a large heat capacity as compared to this liquid, this refrigerant. So this temperature change is quite, I can say, significant. Now, how are we going to use these parameters in our experiment? For that, I'll be showing you the table. Now, here is the table. In this table, you can see that you guys will be needing water flow rate in gallons per minute or liters per minute. You can convert it into the required unit. Water inlet temperature that will be noted from here. Water outlet temperature that will be noted from here, and saturation temperature of the liquid. Saturation temperature of the liquid at the given temperature of the fluid. For example, for that purpose we will have to use the fluid temperature. The fluid temperature right now will be noted from this one. This is 41. 41 is right now the fluid temperature. Now what we are going to do, we are going to calculate the heat transfer rate. Heat transfer rate will be calculated by using this heat transfer rate at cooling coil, QW MW Cp into T4 minus that is T2. So इसको यूज़ करते हुए हम क्या करेंगे, heat transfer rate of the coil निकाल लेंगे, ठीक है. और उसके बाद हीट ट्रांसफ़र रेट और हीट इनपुट जो है अगर हमने निकालनी है तो हीट इनपुट विल बी calculated by using these two parameters that I have set here already, heater voltage and heater current. And the last part, sorry, not the last part, the heat transfer of the surrounding, or to the surrounding. Sorry, heat transfer to the surrounding or heat loss to the surrounding can be calculated by QC minus QW. We won't be concerned with this heat, but one thing, that is log mean difference, temperature difference. Well, we will be using log mean temperature difference. Why are we calculating log mean temperature difference? Because we know that the inlet and outlet temperature of the water are different. So we have to take a value which can be used in our experiment for calculating the heat flux for this coil. So we always need that delta T. Basically, we need delta T. So here, as we know that along the coil, along the spiral of the coil, the temperature of the water increases or decreases. Sorry, not decreases. Depending upon the direction, well, it changes. It changes. So we have to use log mean temperature difference formula, which is given here. And in this formula, you can see phi 1, phi 2 are new variables, which are nothing. They are just the difference of the temperatures. And the last thing, that is overall heat transfer coefficient. This is overall heat transfer coefficient, and the area of the coil is given already to you guys. So by using these coefficients and these temperatures, you can find out the overall heat transfer coefficient of this condenser coil. And it is a very easy experiment, and I don't think that it needs more explanation. But if you guys have any queries, those queries will be cleared in our session. Goodbye.